Hello everyone, today is the 12th of May. Now I hope that if you could help someone out, you would help someone out, should that situation arise and should you be able to. We might bring this broadly under the love your neighbour umbrella, but there are perhaps times when the umbrella can be too wide and too inclusive, when helping someone out crosses an ethical line. For example, what was your gut reaction when a wealthy guy by the name of Lex Greensill, he named a bank after himself, was able to get the former Prime Minister David Cameron to contact the current Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, to help out with a bit of a big problem? It wasn't the first time that DC had done this sort of thing for LG, that is, Mr. Greensill. Or what about when people in high office may have fast-tracked family and friends towards PPE contracts? Or when James Dyson was able to text the present PM to try to get a perceived problem sorted outside of official channels. The phrase "friends in high places" comes to mind, and at first glance it looks like we're dealing with privileged people gaining access to privileged people because of their privileged position. The reality seems to be of a small, tight circle of well-connected folk. You might say it shows we're living in more of a chumocracy than a democracy. It's like we've taken a time machine back to the days when what counted was not what you knew, but who you knew. Back then, so much depended on, indeed was determined by, the class you were born into. Things did change though. Old barriers of power and prestige and privilege, of class and race and culture, were challenged and broken down. There was a desire to create equality of opportunity, a country where people's talents and hard work were rewarded irrespective of where folk came from or where they went to school or who they knew. To create a society that didn't, how could we put it, privilege. What are we to think about all this, and what can we do? Here are a few observations for what they're worth. 1. For all our potential moral indignation, none of us may be completely clean and in the clear when it comes to this type of networking. Given the opportunity, we might well prefer our own family and friends to others. Maybe it's just human nature. And it happens in communities, clubs, companies, and in churches. The problem is, it becomes much more dangerous when great power and responsibility are involved. 2. The idea of getting ahead by merit is self-evidently so much better and fairer, but it runs the risk of simply creating a bigger pool of LinkedIn people with, as we say these days, transferable skills. People who recommend each other for this or that, a new job, a directorship, a move from the business world to the charity sector, for example. People who sincerely grow to believe that they have earned and deserve every new door that opens for them. In light of this sort of thinking, the Bible comes as a challenge, a bit of a bucket of cold water poured over our pretensions. When the Israelites are at the edge of the promised land, God reminds them that they are about to benefit from flourishing cities they did not build, houses filled with good things they did not provide, wells they did not dig, vineyards and olive groves they did not plant. God warns them that when life is good, when they feel that they've arrived and are well satisfied with themselves, they should not forget that they did little to either earn or deserve a lot of what they've achieved. So much for the self-made man, or indeed self-made woman. Driving home the point, St. Paul asks, what makes you think you're better than everyone else? What do you have that you did not receive? And if you did receive it, why do you boast as if you did not? The truth is, the Bible has a downwardly mobile, grace-oriented God who really subverts systems of privilege and of meritocracy by claiming that the first will be last and the last will be first. I think this is because God wants a better future broken open for everybody. God values everybody, includes everybody, sees everybody as having gifts and talent. For God, everybody counts. Think about this. The most important thing in life is not who we know or what we know, but that we are known by this God who cares about us all. This God who opens our eyes to new possibilities beyond the distorting demarcations of this world and calls us to model care for everybody as we follow Jesus on a downwardly mobile, grace-filled life which ultimately and paradoxically will bring freedom and flourishing for all. Take a look at Philippians 2 verses 5 to 11. God bless. Bye for now.